Hi guys, we're here with Polly from Physio Health. Hi Polly.
Hi.
Today we're going to look at some of the exercises that we do in hip training, how you can progress to sprinting, jumping, skipping, etc. while you're working on your pelvic floor and strengthening it.
We start with skipping because that's the easier one to get to two, and once you can sort of do skipping you can progress into running and everything.
Love skipping.
Cool. So what we're going to start with is really basic. What we're going to do is just putting on our pelvic floor like we did in the other videos, and then slowly just do a little squat down. Then as you're coming up, quite fast and onto your toes, keeping up and down, and then again. So you're just doing that, making sure every time you're coming up you're squeezing that pelvic floor on even more, really making sure you're keeping your back nice and flat and that pelvic floor on.
Got you.
Excellent. Okay, so now what you're going to do is do that bit really fast for me, as fast as you can, so you're almost coming off the floor. That's it.
Feels nice and hard actually as well. It's good.
Okay, and now what you're going to do is you're going to turn that into a little jump now. So just so your feet just come off, keeping that pelvic floor on. Every time you go up, thinking about pulling it up and holding on as you're coming down. So you do a squeeze up and a squeeze down. Squeeze up and squeeze down. Excellent. Okay, now you bring your feet a bit closer. And now we do lots of little jumps. Again, trying to keep that pelvic floor on the whole time. So think about pulling it up for me. That's it, and then onto one leg. So you're really having to work.
You're working me now, Polly.
And onto the other leg.
Excellent. Do you recommend to hold like that if you were doing like an air skip? And then what you're using a rope as well?
Keeping the rope nice and low as you're doing that, and really focus on not your feet. Don't worry about your feet movement at the moment. Really think about that pelvic floor, really holding that in and everything. Maybe doing sort of like 10 seconds and slowly building up from there and everything.
Okay, sounds brilliant.
Thank you.
And then on to so sprinting, something we do a lot of. Again, it's a case of working up to it and making sure you've got that skip.
Making sure you've done that skipping first, because that's the jumping movement that you have when you're sprinting. I think that you can do that little sort of gap off the floor is the first one. But then if we sort of go into sort of more sprinting and stuff like that, more specific. So if we start, just start by, again, similar to what we were doing on the bed, lifting one leg up and the other leg up. So nice and slowly, just lifting one leg and the other leg up.
Got you.
Really just practicing that first of all, keeping that on. Again, just making that a bit faster. It's good. Really making sure, and really stomping it out. Really stomping it out. Really think about that perfect. Keep those hands on those hips so you can give yourself that sort of awareness of what you're doing and everything.
Okay.
Excellent. But we want to get it a bit wide. You've really got to emphasize, because when you're running, you've got a much bigger stride leg. So what we're going to do now is you're going to put one foot in front of the other for me. And then you're just going to bend forwards, and then you're going to come up and backwards down, keeping that pelvic floor on the whole time. Again, so we're getting that nice longer stride.
It's a bit like we do lunge drive, lunge drive like that actually,
basically. And again, building that up. And now as you're coming, drive it up onto your toe again. So like we did with the jumping, you're just coming up through. You
get a lot of work just like doing that. Real strengthening work around the legs as well.
So now again, do that so you're almost jumping again. So again, you're getting that right through movement coming through. Excellent. So now let's combine the two. So you're doing really the marching, stomping, marching through with the hands on the hips, getting that through, getting that through. So getting that nice high, and then into the forwards now, and then up and down. Up and down. That's good. And they're the two main basic ones to work on, to really, if you can do those two, you can just progress to fast, nice and high,
and then pulling the arms in.
Then add the higher knees. Think about getting the knees nice and high, even if you're at a slower speed, but higher knees, because that's what you want to think about. And then doing it the other way, so you're thinking about touching your bottom as well. So that's it. Again, pulling in that pelvic floor, making sure you're trying to stay nice and flat here, and thinking about, as every time you kick your bum, that's when you want to squeeze a bit more. So squeeze a bit more.
That's a good way to remember it.
So squeeze a bit more every time you're kicking your bottom. That's the best.
Great, I'm knackered now.
Excellent. That's up there then.